Good morning, everyone. Let's mosey on. That's kind of what it feels like sometimes with these Bible readings. Let's just mosey on. It was supposed to snow here. Kind of icy rain, snow, something, but it didn't, which is nice because my sister-in-law had to go to work this morning. So it's cold though, so my fire's crackling. Something about building a fire. It's just be responsible for your own heat. Yes. All right, let's just get going here. I got things to do. My brother-in-law is leaving to go see his son, his family, and his grandchildren. And which means we got to have some things, right? Yes, in place, set up. Yeah, that's there. That organization comes in, so you're not suddenly going, right? Okay. So we are in the first book of Kings in 17, and it's another super chapter. I did hear something, I have to say, I guess you didn't read the Bible the way I do it, or maybe you're reading a different one. Maybe things are just differently written down in other places. But he said that kings, in order to be where they were in power, they killed everybody else off first. But what have we actually been reading? That's how they would get in power. Okay, weird one. He calls himself the second king. It was kind of weird to listen to him. And then, interestingly enough, I kept coming across posts of also some were members of his, I call it a cult, sorry. That's given to me. I don't even want anything to do with them. And that guy kept coming up with these quotes and things, from Revelations, and how to, go with the times or this or that. And I'm looking at all these posts and I'm going, okay, I mean, it's hard for me to believe that someone can actually be brainwashed, really actually be brainwashed. Because what do I say? Heart to mind, we have our own brain, mind to think, right? Yes? Okay. It seems really, really, really difficult to tell people who to love, right? Yes? For some reason there, people really are, unless they're being forced, okay? Forced. That's not brainwashing, that's forced, okay? Brainwashing means someone gave you a good enough idea about something that still is kind of screwy, yet you're going to believe it, right? And that is that. But for some reason, when it comes to love, right, to who to love, most people are really clear about they want the right to love who they want to love, right? Yes? Interesting? I'm just saying. So, yes, which would bring me to, in any case, what we've been reading here, though, really, right, is what? That a person is supposedly, by God, being put in power to hopefully kind of steer the people of Israel in the right direction. Yet, as soon as they do get in power, what are they doing? That's when they're killing everybody off. Not beforehand. Beforehand, they sound kind of humble, shepherd here, some guy here that, I don't know, family seems to be all right. And then they get in power, and what happens? They all start to fear for their life. And then what? What happens? Well, how do you sleep better? If you make sure that everybody around you that disagrees with you is dead, right? Yes? So it happens afterwards, not beforehand. So again, it's like, okay, how are people reading this? I'm just wondering. Not saying, just wondering. Because whatever his message was, that second king that lives now doing his thing, that did not compute with what I just read now for what, months? Okay, all right. Just saying. And again, are people who are listening to this guy going to go and read up and go, oh, I'm going to go see if that's right, that's actually true or not? And if they find discrepancies, are they going to go and tell him? Or because he has the power in the station or whatever he's got, they're not going to? Okay, well, just saying. Anywho. Oh, I could go on and on and on. I thought I had nothing to say. Okay. And then this other one, as I said, this other one, it's like every post seemed to me from where I'm sitting, standing, what I believe, every post that he thought was going to be directed towards someone like me, I felt, well, that points right back to you, not me. Okay. All right, so 5, super chap, the Elijah cycle. That's an interesting one, how they worded that, the Elijah cycle. Okay. The great drought. Elijah foretells the drought. Elijah, the Tishbite of Tishbe in Gilead, said to Ahab, by the life of Yahweh God of Israel, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain these coming years unless I give the word. Elijah actually said that? He said, Elijah, okay, by the life of Yahweh, God of Israel, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain these coming years unless I give the word. If you have the possibility, not what I'm hearing here, that's not God talking. This is Elijah saying, I got the power. And unless I say it's going to rain or drizzle or whatever, it's not going to. Why would you put your own people under such hardship? That sounds like Elijah is what again here? A prophet or something? Why would you do that? Why would you threaten people with that? That's how people teach each other? Now, what did I say? People being brainwashed. Are you really forced? When you get talked into something. I said, with love, people are very clear. No, I'm going to love who I want to. That's in the past. But when it comes to believing something that has no hands and feet, okay, all kinds of different things out there, then the people go for it without ever going and checking things out. Where is their heart to mind then? Okay, just saying. All right. So, in the ravine of the Cherith, the word of Yahweh came to him. Go away from here, go east and hide by the torrent of Cherith, east of the Jordan. He's going to hide? Why? You, Israel, provoked the anger of Yahweh, God of Israel, with their worthless idols. The rest of the history of Omri, his career, his valor, is this not recorded in the book of the annals of the kings of Israel? I don't know. You keep asking me and I have no idea. Why is this in here? Or just to let me know if you want to know more. Okay, all right. Okay, so it's and what is in there? More stuff that I have to say. Why did you write that down? When Omri fell asleep with his ancestors, he was buried in Samaria. His son Ahab succeeded him. Ahab. Introduction to the reign of Ahab. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I went someplace else here. See, I'm so... We're going to have to redo this, guys. That was not part of the 5th chapter here. In the ravine of Cherith, okay? So, the word of Yahweh came to him. Go away from here. Go east and hide by the torrent of Cherith, east of the Jordan. You can drink from the stream, and I have ordered the ravens to bring you food there. So he set out and did as Yahweh had said. He went and stayed by the torrent of Cherith east of the Jordan. The ravens brought him bread in the morning and meat in the evening, and he quenched his thirst at the stream. Now, that's interesting. Ravens. Ravens are supposed to be what? Another omen of something, right? Like owls, some people believe. And oh my God. Ravens brought him bread in the morning and meat in the evening. I also know what ravens kind of eat. And when they come around, it's when dead things are around. Okay. All right. At Sarah, I don't know, why was he hiding? Well, I guess Some people didn't want to be brainwashed into believing that he had that kind of power. Okay, all right, all right. At Sarepta, the miracle of the flour and the oil. But after a while, the stream dried up, for the country had had no rain. Ah, wait a minute. Why would the stream dry up? It wasn't Elijah being taken care of God? Oh. Okay. And then the word of Yahweh came to him, up and go to Sarepta in Sidonia and stay there. Okay. Oh, here's that little spear leaf again. Arrow leaf. It's really dry, and look at how dry that is. You see how pretty that is? I'll put that someplace else in here. Oh, good guide. I have ordered a widow there to give you food. So he went off to Sidon, and when he reached the city gate, there was a widow gathering sticks. Addressing her, he said, "Please bring a little water in a pitcher for me to drink." She was on her way to fetch it when he called after her. "Please," he said, "bring me a scrap of bread in your hand." "As Yahweh your God lives," she replied, "I have no baked bread, but only a handful of meal in a jar and a little oil in a jug. I'm just gathering a stick or two to go and prepare this for myself and my son to eat, and then we shall die." But Elijah said to her, "Do not be afraid. Go and do as you have said, but first make a little scone of it for me and bring it to me, and then make some for yourself and for your son. For Yahweh God of Israel says this: jar of meal shall not be spent, jug of oil shall not be emptied, before the day when Yahweh sends rain on the face of the earth." The woman went and did as Elijah told her, and they ate the food, she himself and her son. The jar of meal was not spent, nor the jug of oil emptied, just as Yahweh had foretold through Elijah. Okay. What a weird story. But again, what did I hear out of this? Seems like, again, the people of Israel aren't doing well. A widow isn't taken care of, as God guided the people to do when the husband dies, there are children, blah, blah, blah. This widow she's got a little bit left of whatever is going out and making the last meal for herself and her son, and then they're getting ready to die. No, but the stream just dried up for Elijah. So again, what kind of a drought are we talking about here? A physical drought? Spiritual drought? What kind of a drought? Huh? I'd say when people are given to depression and anxiety, certain other things that are not good for yourself, or your spirit, or the people around you, you're in a drought. You're most likely in a drought. What kind of drought? How to get out of it? He always says, just let God guide you. Listen to God. Why listen to everyone else around you? Just listen to God. Huh? He can get you out of that drought. Yes? That's a nice example in a way. Except for, how do you really want to look at it? What kind of a drought are we talking about here? Huh? And in a way, Elijah is bringing what to that woman and her son? Hope. That's a nice way to look at it, isn't it? Yes? All right. Okay. Elijah had to be guided by God so he can guide the people. But how is it written down? Are people going to take this as face value? Or are they going to dig a little bit deeper? Right? Yes? If you're just taking everything at face value, per se, right? Or let people brainwash you into believing certain things, then what are you doing? You're not willing to dig a little deeper, right? Yes? Find out why. For example, That was good. All right. The widow's son raised to life. It happened after this that the son of the mistress of the house fell sick. His illness was so severe that in the end he expired. And the woman said to Elijah, "What quarrel have you with me, man of God? Have you come here to bring my sins home to me and to kill my son?" "Give me your son," he said, and taking him from her lap, he carried him to the upper room where he was staying and laid him on his bed. He cried out to Yahweh, "Yahweh my God, by killing her son, do you mean to bring grief even to the widow who's looking after me?" God's accused of killing. He stretched himself on the child 3 times and cried out to Yahweh, "Yahweh my God, may the soul of this child, I beg you, come into him again." Yahweh heard Elijah's prayer, and the child's soul came back into his body, and he revived. Elijah took the child, brought him down from the upper room into the house, and gave him to his mother. "Look," Elijah said, "your son is alive." And the woman replied, "Now I know you are a man of God, and the word of Yahweh in your mouth is truth itself." Okay, I have nothing to say about this one. This one's a good one. It just depends on how you want to look at this, right? Yes? Oh, did that child really die and came back to life? Probably not. But what did that just say? About certain illnesses, despair that people are in, this and that. And why is that? Yes? And again, though, I mean, if Elijah has already been there for a while, and that woman, as I said, what's true in this story, right? And that woman only had so much left for one meal, and then it just keeps on going. So more meal, more oil, that should already tell her, oh, wow, this is amazing. Wow, how did this happen? Yet it took what? To bring a child back to life before she says, "Yes, now I believe you"? Yea of little faith. That's all I have to say. Yea of little faith. What I see around here where I live, there is everything in the plenty. Everywhere. There's no shortage here of anything. Nothing. Rather, an abundance. Yet, if there aren't certain things in the fridge, there is nothing to eat. If there isn't a certain amount of water in the tank, there is no water. And so on. Yes? Yet, there's everything here in absolute abundance. Yes? It's, I guess, a lot of time, really, the mindset of the people on how really unwilling, even when they are religious people, how unwilling they are to just dig a little deeper for the guidance of God. Acknowledge what they truly actually still have, even if there is a bit of a drought going on. Yes? Well, anyway, and in a way too, Elijah comes to this widow and her son. She may have been praying, and it seems like it's a little young woman with a baby, maybe a toddler. How did God take care of that widow and that son? That should tell us something too. Sent Elijah there, so there's a give and take between them, which is nice, right? But also how God has to take over the job that we're supposed to do as human beings. Then he gets accused of killing the baby. On top of that, hello. Well, anyway, that's all I have to say today. I'm working on Christmas presents. First, I thought, well, I don't really, for some people, it's like you just don't know. What do you do? This or that. And, and I thought, well, I've got to work with what I got. Again, there's an abundance. I have an abundance around me that just needs a little, ingenuity, creativity, yes? And it becomes a beautiful present. Yeah. So my youngest daughter and my son, I said, oh, though, I made everyone another little Christmas ornament. It's the cutest little thing. And anyway, and I was going to leave it at that. Ugh, why doesn't it never ever work out that way? So I wanted to do something else, a little for my son and my daughter, my youngest daughter. And they both just moved out. My daughter's been there for a few months. My son just moved into another home, a new house, so that house that I talked about, the amazing house. And I thought, well, who doesn't need some dish rags, right? What did I say about my Christmas tree? Trying to please everyone? Okay. How can you not please someone with you? And I had these already cut out squares that came to me because the mom of a friend of my brother-in-law's passed away, and she had all this stuff, and my brother-in-law happened to go to the funeral, and that's many states over. And ended up coming home with all this stuff that the son didn't know what to do. And my brother-in-law says, I have a sister-in-law who does all this stuff just like your mom. Let me take it to her. So he did some things I gave away that I knew someone else that was really into certain things, but I kept a lot of it. And there were some squares already cut out of like towel. It was like towels, just towel material. I thought, well, what do I do with that? I'm not going to throw it away so I make dish rags out of them. I like dish rags, right? Yes, you can wash them. Yeah, they're just handy. And you don't use paper towels. You don't waste this or that, right? Yes? Okay. How would that not please everyone? And then to go with them, I made some more of those cloth sausages, right? That you could put your grocery bags in. Yeah? Yes? Nice way to store them, number one. My son definitely needs one because the first thing I did is clean up all the plastic bags he had everywhere laying around from grocery shopping. And so I know he can use one of those. Yes. They have kitchens. Yes. What do you do in a kitchen? You cook. You clean. Right? Yeah. And you buy groceries. So, and my daughter too, I know she loves stuff like that. Anyway, there you go. That should please everyone. I reused materials, yes, and gave people something that is going to hopefully teach them or has them waste less of something you don't really need, like paper towels, if you have a dish rag. To wipe your tables and your counters. Anyway, so there it is. Dig a little deeper. Yes. I love it. I love it, and I'm happy about it. Yes. Okay, that's all I have to share today. Yes. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you. And I will talk to y'all another time.